She chose status over loyalty. Use this and make her regret it forever. Good. Let her chase the blue check. You build the empire. You felt it in your gut, didn't you? The humiliation at the rooftop bar in Soho when you saw her with a guy wearing a Rolex and a rented G-Wagon. The iMessage bubble turned green. Blocked on Instagram. Your hoodie in a Trader Joe's bag on your doorstep like you're a stranger. Your boys sending you her Miami boat story with that same dude behind her. She told your mom you're a great guy and walked. Loyalty traded for clout, respect gone, and you lying awake at 2:17 a.m., scrolling, replaying every word, wondering why effort wasn't enough. Listen to me. In this house, we don't beg. We don't rant. We don't chase. We transform. Tonight, you'll learn exactly how to turn her choice into fuel. The logic is simple. Status runs the modern marketplace. You stop competing for her attention and start commanding attention by elevating your mission, your money, your body, your network, and your frame. Silence over speeches, scarcity over access, social proof over pleading. We're going to rebuild you like a Manhattan high-rise, steel first, glass later, so the regret happens without a word from you. If you're ready to get ruthless with your potential, subscribe now. I drop plays that work in the real world from Wall Street to Venice Beach. And check the first pinned comment. There's a free deep dive to take this further, a step-by-step post-breakup protocol to lock in your momentum. Because this isn't about revenge, it's about respect, yours. And when you carry yourself like a man with a mission, the world adjusts. So here's my question before we move on. Are you ready to disappear like a ghost and reappear like a headline? Or do you want to keep watching her stories while your life stands still? Good. Then you already feel the pivot in your spine. Disappear from her world, reappear in your own. You do not go back to Instagram to check if she watched your story. You do not refresh her page from a burner account at 1:03 a.m. You do not stand in the digital rain outside a window she closed. Every view is a flower on an altar that isn't yours anymore. Cut the power. Walk off the stage. Now comes the part most men fail. They let the humiliation drive them into theater. A long text, paragraphs of apologies, voice notes that sound like confessions. You heard me earlier. In this house, silence over speeches. You will feel the itch to explain. Don't. You will feel your thumb hover over send. Drop the phone like it's a lit match. Begging is a product recall on your dignity. You are not defective. Pause. Ask yourself a cruel question. If she chose the blue check over your character, what do you think a monologue will fix? Nothing. The marketplace is signaling, let it. The man who argues with price always loses. And when the night gets heavy, when the city hums and the bartender keeps the lights low, you will think a bourbon can edit the past. You'll exit a bar on the Lower East Side, take a deep breath of cold air, and your phone will feel like a lifeline. Drunk texting is a delayed punch you throw at your own face. Phones remember. Screenshots travel faster than apologies. You don't need a hangover with receipts. If you drink, lock your phone in your glove box before you order. If you can't do that, don't drink. A man without brakes shouldn't test downhill. Then comes the gentlest trap, wrapped in kindness. We can still be friends. No. Friendship after romance is hospice for desire. You become her therapist, her emotional Uber, her moving day help, while she auditions men with more status and less soul. She gets the benefits of your reliability without paying the price of your exclusivity. That contract erases you slowly. Do not sign. Do not attend her birthday as the good guy. Do not share coffee at Blue Bottle to catch up, detach with grace, or bleed by 1,000 DMs. Harsh? Good. Truth should sting. That sting keeps you awake while we build. Watch what happens when a man withdraws his attention with discipline. The algorithm of life shifts. People respect the boundary they can feel, not the speech they can quote. Let me hand you a story from Fairfax, Virginia. Tyler, 29, HVAC tech, baseball cap, F-150 with a dent from Home Depot. Good dude. He paid her phone bill during nursing school. He worked weekends, came home smelling like Freon, and thought loyalty combined with patience was enough. She left after a rooftop brunch in DC, said she needed an elevated lifestyle and a more ambitious partner, code for bottle service, and someone whose watch could blind an iPhone camera. He checked her story once, then twice, then every 15 minutes like a bad habit. He wrote her mother a heartfelt message. He sent a playlist at 2:14 a.m. After 3 Jamesons and an Uber to nowhere. He offered friendship. He got used. Then a Tuesday happened. Not dramatic, just quiet. He sat in his truck outside a Wawa, stared at a breakfast sandwich, and realized he was trading his future for her highlight reel. He deleted her number, blocked on every platform, told his boy Ethan to change his phone password so he couldn't undo it after a bad day. He told his foreman he wanted more hours, then asked how to get into estimates and sales. He found a gym near the shop that opened at 5 a.m. He hated the first week. He loved the second month. He sold his PS5 and bought steel plates. He started packing chicken and rice in Tupperware. He stopped arguing and started adding. 3 months in, the mirror didn't lie. Neither did his wallet. The owner noticed the new posture and threw him 2 small accounts to manage. Tyler listened to podcasts on the Beltway. He learned to shake hands properly and shut up when clients talked. He bought 2 navy shirts that fit right. He kept his boots clean. He took a Saturday trade class on duck design instead of texting into the void. His phone got quieter. His life got louder. Here's where the air changes. A mutual friend posted a group photo at a Nats game. Tyler in a fitted shirt, jaw sharp, eyes clear. No captions, no thirst. Just a man who looked like he knew his calendar. She saw it. She popped up with the classic "a hey stranger" and a laughing emoji. She asked about the dog, the one she didn't walk when they were together. Tyler answered like a diplomat, brief, polite, no openings, no availability. "Hope you're well." He put the phone down and picked up the invoice book, and then the story flipped again. He met a project manager at a supplier event, a woman who respected schedules and silence, not just stories and sparkles. Maybe you expected a fairy tale. There isn't one. There's just a man who realized his time was currency and spent it like it had value. That's the Renaissance, not jets, not clout control. He became unreachable not because he was hiding, but because he was building. If you carry yourself like that, you don't need revenge. The world keeps the receipts for you. Do you feel the current shifting? Good. Let me arm you with codes that keep your frame when the heat rises. Protect your name before your feelings. Never negotiate desire. Disappear to become rare. Build power quietly. Never return to a closed door. Read those again without moving your lips. They're not slogans. They're guardrails. They keep you from swerving into the ditch labeled, "What if?" Now practical application, because theory without tactics is just poetry. Your routine becomes your lawyer. It argues for you in rooms you can't enter yet. Wake before the city and train until your lungs file a complaint. Lift like a man who owes a debt to the future. Eat like labor, not entertainment. Money. You increase your value on paper before you increase your volume online. Certifications, side contracts, commission. Learn the software that nobody wants to learn. Become the man the manager calls at 7:12 a.m. on a Monday because you don't miss. Network with intent. Shake hands, look people in the eye, keep your word like it's a family heirloom. 5 minutes early is on time. 1 missed appointment is a stain you can't scrub. What about the loneliness? It comes. Good, sit in it. That's the furnace where cheap metal melts and steel takes shape. Resist the rebound circus. She flaunts a yacht story in Miami. Let it pass through you like wind through a hangar. You are not a weather vane, you are a runway. Planes land on schedule. You control the lights. And what if she circles back with tears and clarity? You already wrote the ending. Respect her humanity. Respect your boundary more. You don't return to a table where you were the meal. A man can forgive without reopening gates. That's power, not pettiness. That's what makes her regret heavy, private, and permanent, because it isn't a show. It's the absence of you where she expected a safety net. Quiet consequences hurt the most. You want a twist? Here it is. Your life will attract attention that your old self can't manage. Be careful. Status is a drug with fine print. You don't have to become the Rolex guy to win. You have to become the man who doesn't flinch when the room gets glossy. The markets in New York, Austin, Nashville, they all bow to the same mathematics and scarcity, competence, discipline. You can't fake those. You compound them. Quick reset. Ask yourself, if a camera followed you today, would the footage argue for your future or for your feelings? If it's feelings, good. Now you know where to cut. If it's future, protect it like a secret recipe. You don't explain your strategy to spectators. You let your results publish the headlines. One more truth that will save you late at night. She didn't betray you by choosing status. She revealed the table she wants to sit at. That's data. You don't hate the data. You adjust your mission. You choose a table too, one where loyalty and ambition don't fight each other, where a man's word is still expensive, where a woman chooses you for your trajectory, not your trinkets. Those tables exist. You build the chair before you request the seat. So when you drive past her neighborhood, you keep the wheel straight. When her friend texts you a "you up" at 12:01, you put the phone face down and add 10 minutes to tomorrow's treadmill. When your boys want to scroll her new post and laugh, you decline. Your attention is no longer a free commodity, it's prime real estate. Charge rent or keep it vacant. But don't let squatters live there. Here's the quiet prophecy. 6 months of this and your reflection won't recognize you. A year and your options will embarrass your old excuses. 2 years and the only regret left in the room will be hers, and she'll carry it alone. Not because you plotted it, because you outgrew the need for witnesses. Hold that feeling, don't rush to the finish. In the conclusion, I'm going to hand down the final sentence. The exact closing moves, the words you will and won't say if she returns, and the one decision that cements your frame for the next decade. Stay sharp. The verdict is coming. So you're still standing here waiting for a verdict. Here it is. You don't owe her words. If she ever circles back, if the DM pops up or you spot her at a bar in Hoboken, you give her 3 things: politeness, brevity, and distance. That's it. You don't drag her into your rising orbit just to prove a point. You don't spit lectures or audition your glow-up. You don't even need to tell her she made a mistake. She already knows. And if she doesn't, life will show her in a dozen ways you'll never see. Your silence, the absence of access to the man she used to know, does more damage than 1,000 "I told you so's." That's the currency. That's the concept. Detachment. Mark that word, because it's where rotten loyalties and cheap status die. Detachment is not bitterness. It's having enough gravity in your own life that missing you costs her, quietly, relentlessly, forever. Tyler from Fairfax learned it in his truck with a Wawa sandwich, gym chalk on his hands instead of her perfume on his hoodie. He didn't get loud. He just got better. He didn't turn petty. He turned professional. When her regret finally arrived, it found him too busy to accept the delivery. Let's chop up the code one last time, just so it's buried in your bones. Protect your name before your feelings. That means you don't spit out desperate texts or make a public display of pain. You handle your business. You let your life clear your name, not your mouth or your timelines. Never negotiate desire. You don't argue for a place in anyone's future. If she chooses clout, you choose class. If she bounces for a bigger wallet, build your own, but not to lure her back. You raise your value because settling for less is a form of self-destruction. Disappear to become rare. No late-night lurks, no accidental likes on her new highlights. Your absence is a one-way ticket. Make her wonder, not because you want her back, but because you refuse to be an option. Scarcity builds value. Don't dilute yours. Build power quietly. Your progress should echo in clean boots, extra zeros on the check, a jawline that wasn't there last year. But you don't press record and post every step. You show up. Consistent, competent, no explanations. Let the people around you do the talking. Never return to a closed door. If she chooses another room, you bolt yours, not in spite, but in respect for yourself. Life isn't a rom-com reboot. Loyalty once broken becomes the shadow in every new attempt. Leave it behind. Don't sign up for emotional homelessness in the form of just friends. You're not a backup plan or emotional maintenance man. Friendship after betrayal is just a slow bleed. Seal the wound. Now stare fate in the face. Look in your own mirror tonight and ask, are you moving like a man whose worth is set by someone else's appetite, or one who stakes his price and walks if it's not met? Would you hire you to build your own empire, or would you trade you for another? The answer is on your calendar, in your diet, in your paycheck, and in your pulse at midnight when everyone's asleep. And only the truth survives. This isn't your mother's advice column. If you want a fairy tale, check Disney+. Here, We write blueprints for men who accept brutal data and use it. Men who build, men who endure loneliness until it becomes solitude, and solitude until it becomes strength. Regret? It'll come, and not for you. If you're serious about taking this doctrine off the screen and onto the streets, Wall Street, Fairfax, South Beach, wherever, here's what you do. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment below with the code you're etching into your own life. Not for me, for your future self, the one who won't want to look back at this moment and see a man begging for access to what he should have outgrown. Last call. In a world of men chasing status, you don't chase, you construct. You don't beg for the seat, you build the damn table. And when they come knocking, all you give them is silence and legacy. Once you leave, you never return. That's the law. The door closes now, and this time, it's you who locks it.